Good morning, everybody. Matt Moda here with OddsJam, here to give you my favorite NBA player props for today, Wednesday, March 29th. To do a recap from yesterday, another rough day. The cold streak, unfortunately, continues. I gave out 3 NBA player props on this YouTube channel, and I went 1 and 2 in those picks. I hit Scotty Barnes under 0.5 made 3-pointers. That was a nice hit at plus 140 odds. But unfortunately, I had Steph Curry under 11.5 rebounds, assists. That lost. And I had CJ McCollum under 2.5 made 3-pointers. That lost as well, as he hit exactly 3. That's the nature of the game, especially with these player props. You're not going to win, obviously, every single bet, and you're not going to profit every single day as well. But if you are able to consistently put together profitable bets, mathematically profitable bets, that has some sort of edge. It's something that I'm confident will work out in the long run, just as you can see from my calendar here for the month of March. Up 4,400, which is great. Not every single day is great. 2-day losing streak a couple times, was down 800 a couple days ago. Just the nature of the beast and how it goes. But for this video, I will have 3 more picks for you guys. 2 of them I found on the OddsJam Positive EV page. Another one I found on the arbitrage page. But getting into the plays from the Positive EV page, and in general, when you are positive EV betting, you're placing bets that you know have an edge over the sportsbook that you're placing the bet with. How you know that you have an edge comes from these no vig odds that you see here. So I have filtered the Positive EV page specifically for NBA player props. So exactly what shows up on the screen is what it sounds like. Positive expected value, NBA player props. So the first one that we're going to go ahead and lock in here is Luka Doncic over 46.5 points, rebounds, assists. This is best offered on BetMGM at minus 120 odds. So again, all of your profitability is derived from these no vig odds that you see here. In this case, priced it ever so slightly above the number that we got it at, but I still really do like this play, and I can show you exactly why. But to talk about the math behind it first, the no vig odds price it at minus 120.02, so slightly above the minus 120 number. But again, this is still a good play. But to talk about these no vig odds, they're pulled from the sharpest sportsbooks in the world, the sportsbooks that consistently do the best job at pricing odds. That is what feeds into these no vig odds that you see here. And that's why the Positive EV page is so powerful, because what's happening is the sharpest sportsbooks in the world are having all of their odds pulled, and then using a weighted average spits out these no vig odds here, basically saying, okay, the sportsbooks that are consistently the best at pricing odds, they all think it should be priced one way. And what the Positive EV page does is it's scanning thousands and thousands of odds from all major sportsbooks, trying to identify situations where we can get better odds than the no vig line. Better odds just meaning like more favorable for us as the sports bettor. But the reason why I like this play is, so if you open up the event page in a new tab, it pulls up the screen that you see here, which is just the total market where every sportsbook is pricing the market of our choosing, which obviously in this case is points, rebounds, assists. So if we go to the Luka Doncic play, number one, compare the odds of the bet we placed, the minus 120 at BetMGM, to every other sportsbook, right? Now, this is also a good play on Prize Picks and Underdog. So for those of you that are using those DFS tools, Luka over 46.5 is a good play. But if we look at the odds from every other sportsbook, minus 150, minus 145, you can ignore these 3, DFS, minus 147, minus 145. But another reason why I really like this one is BetRivers has his total priced a full point higher at 47.5. And FanDuel has it priced a full 2 points higher at 48.5. And they still favor him going over. So not only do they think that Luka should be priced at 48.5, but they also have him priced a full 2 points higher, as likely to go over that number. So we're just getting a really good price here, really good Positive EV play on this Luka Doncic total. Looking at Luka's history, he's gone over this in 6 of his last 9 games. But one thing I did notice was that the 3 games that he didn't, he played less than 35 minutes. So the Mavs playing the Sixers, we'll have to see if Embiid or Harden play, but you figure Both teams are kind of in the middle of a rut, so you figure Luka is going to play a heavy amount of minutes. The Mavs are currently the 11 seed. They're not even in the play-in, which is just crazy. So Luka is presumably going to play his heavy allotment of minutes, and he's just a stat killer, right? He gets a ton of stats, points, rebounds, assists. Last time against the Sixers, he put up 40 points alone. He had like 56 if you include this entire stat. So really, really good play here. Luka Doncic over 46.5 points, rebounds, assists, minus 120 odds at BetMGM. The next play that I have locked in here is LeBron James, you might have heard of him, to go under 5.5 assists. This is at minus 108 odds at FanDuel. So another bet that I have already locked in, as you can see right here, LeBron under 5.5 assists. Again, it's a play that has a lower EV percent, but still is a profitable play that I don't completely ignore. So a lot of questions I get about like, oh, what's the minimum percentage I should play? And I don't have a minimum percentage or anything like that. I'll play something, even if it's literally 0.01%. You just need to make sure you're looking into the odds and looking into the play itself to make sure that it's good. There could be a play that I like better at 0.01% EV than at 1.59% EV. You know what I mean? So the looking into the plays, the research behind it is all very important. But again, LeBron under 5.5 assists, minus 108 at FanDuel. Same thing here. View the event page in a new tab, pulls up the screen that we see here. And what I like to do is, in this case, everything has it at 5.5, right? Every book has it at 5.5. So if you're ever sure, okay, well, is the bet that I'm placing truly an outlier or not compared to the other sports books? All you need to do is click this button, show no vig odds, and it does exactly what it sounds like. It removes the vig from every sportsbook that you see on the screen here. So what we want to do, compare the odds of the bet that we placed to the majority of sportsbooks. Is the bet that we're placing, the odds of the bet we're placing at minus 108, do those odds, are they beat by the no vig odds of the majority of sportsbooks? In this case, the answer is yes, right? BetMGM, fair line minus 115. Caesars, minus 116. DraftKings, minus 118. So BetRivers, no. BetOnline, no. But Betway, minus 118. Fliff, a new sportsbook that we added, minus 114. And then Pinnacle, generally regarded as the sharpest sportsbook in the world, at minus 117. So this minus 108 odds at FanDuel is an outlier to the majority of sportsbooks. So it's something that I like locking in, right? You want to make sure that the bet you're placing beats the fair odds of the majority of sportsbooks. If it does, then I will lock it in, even if it's at a lower EV percent. And then the last play I found on the arbitrage page. For those of you watching, the way arbitrage betting works is you can literally place both sides of the same exact bet, right? Like the over and the under. And because there's such a discrepancy between the odds, you can guarantee to profit from betting both sides. But if there's ever a situation where you can literally bet both sides and profit, one of those sportsbooks, more often than not, if not both, is going to be some sort of mispriced line compared to the markets. So you can actually use the arbitrage page to find profitable bets. Like this one we have here, Devin Booker over 32.5 points plus assists. Look at where it's priced compared to every other book, right? Minus 115 is what we locked it in at BetMGM. Caesars, minus 148. Bet365, minus 150. DraftKings, minus 145. Betway, minus 145. And Fliff is the only one that's not a huge outlier at minus 120. But let's do the same digging. View the event page in a new tab and see what we see here. So number one, similar logic to the Luka one, FanDuel prices this a full stat higher at 33.5, while also still heavily favoring the over. So in multiple ways, FanDuel is heavily telling us that they think that Devin Booker is likely to go over 32.5. And let's look at the no vig odds. So click show no vig odds. Caesars, minus 124. Bet365, minus 132. DraftKings, minus 127. Betway, minus 127. Again, we ignore Prize Picks, and Fliff is the only one that is close at plus 100 each way, like BetMGM. So again, no matter how you slice it, this Devin Booker over 32.5 points plus assists is a really, really good play, rounding out my third and final pick for this video. And that's all I got. So if you're tailing me on these three, comment and let me know. I apologize for the cold streak. I'm confident it's going to turn around soon. Other than that, please remember to like and subscribe. Hit me up on my Twitter handle that you see on the screen here. A link to it is in the description of the video as well. And that's it. So enjoy the games tonight and have a good one.